gentlemen, you know exactly what time it is. It's time for another Pack Daddy 7-round mock draft. This time we have got Ethan, who submitted a 7-round mock draft for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Unfortunately for me, he left me a ton of comments, which means it'll be a lot more of him explaining why he picked what he picked and a lot less of me talking. So you get to hear from somebody that actually knows the team and knows a little bit about what he's talking about. If, however, he doesn't know what he's talking about and you know better than he does, feel free to enlighten us all in the comments section. Do we understand the situation as it stands? Good. Before we get started, very quickly, I just want to let everyone know that's new to this channel. This 7-round mock draft who was submitted by Ethan, so you know. If you would like to be involved in this, we have a Facebook group. Link is in the description. That's where you find anything and everything, and if you want to talk to me, that is the best way to do it. This particular submission by Ethan was put in because I am giving away a free FanSpeak subscription. It is a 1-year subscription. FanSpeak is where you get to do 7-round mock drafts. You can do it for free if you want, and that's where I would encourage you to go if you want to submit a mock draft. But with the premium, you can do trades and that kind of stuff. I actually don't even know what more there is to it. I keep saying and more stuff, but I don't know what it is. But either way, I think the trades make it worth it because, I mean, are you really even playing as a GM if you can't make a trade? If you want to trade up and get a guy and you can't, and it's just a lot of fun. You offer trades to the team and they accept or reject, and then when your turn comes up, they offer you trades. You got teams throwing trades at you. It's a lot of fun. So that is what I'm giving away. All the details are in the Facebook group. I'm not going to go through that now because we have a 7-round mock draft to get to. So without further ado, with the 7th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Minka Fitzpatrick, safety, Alabama. So here we go. We'll jump right into his notes. He says, the Bucs are starstruck when they see such a great talent fall to them at pick 7. The Bucs take Fitzpatrick thinking he can be the piece in the secondary to take them where they need to be. The Bucs passing defense has been bottom 5 in the league for the past 5 years and maybe the worst this year. And with Brett Grimes most likely retiring or leaving in free agency, things are looking to go downhill from there. We take Fitzpatrick hoping he can be our #1 corner of the future. And finally, adding some size to the corner position. In drafting Fitzpatrick, we pair him with 2 other young bright spots in the secondary in Justin Evans and Vernon Hargreaves, which can hopefully be a good group for us in the near future. Pro comparison, Tyrann Mathieu. It's been how many years and I still can't say that guy's name correctly. Maybe I said it right. I don't know. It's really weird. Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? That's just how I say it when I say it. That's how I say it when I say it, all right? So I called him a safety. That's primarily how he's considered, but it seems to be interchangeable. Most people seem to think he's better at safety than he is at corner. I have actually heard some people say he's not actually nearly as good at corner, meaning, you know, maybe middle of the first round value at corner. I don't know exactly what they think. But for a team that is struggling with the pass as much as Ethan says the Bucs are struggling with the pass, I don't know how you pass on Minka Fitzpatrick. Did not mean to make that sound as corny as it did, but there you have it. With the 38th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Dorance Armstrong, edge rusher, Kansas. So Ethan says, after taking the best talent available, they take their biggest need, which is pass rush. The Bucs this season undoubtedly had the worst pass rush unit in the entirety of the NFL, which, if I may interject here really quickly, I was wondering why the Bucs were so bad this year, and I couldn't figure it out. He just said maybe one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL and the worst pass rush in the NFL, which, granted, they're both kind of interchangeable, right? It's kind of same situation with the Packers, right? It's sort of, yeah, the corners are bad, but if you can't rush the pass rush, you're always going to have a bad pass defense. Anyways, I think I just figured out why this team is not very good. Armstrong is a big, tall, long, fast freak of nature. We feel he is the best available defensive end on the board. There's only one knock on him. He hasn't developed many pass rush moves. At Kansas, all his success came as of us pure speed bull rushes. So he's a bull rusher. Got it. If he can develop some moves, he can be an elite talent at the next level. Pro comparison, Yannick Ngakoue. So yeah, I think it's a fair spot for Dorance to go. I mean, he's one of those guys who's kind of there's always a pile of these pass rushers that are end of the first, early second. So in this case, I guess we could say Dorance slipped a little bit, which I think is sort of fair. Sometimes they go a little early, sometimes they go late. With the amount of pass rush talent in this draft, I think it's fair that he falls that late. In terms of is it a good fit, I will entirely defer to him. If you disagree, again, comment section. With the 69th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Rashad Penny, running back, San Diego State. Here are the notes. The Bucs think Penny may be the steal of the draft, and especially at the running back position. Penny is an electrifying back, racking up over 2,200 yards in his last season at San Diego State. Doug Martin was an amazing back for the Bucs, but with off-the-field and injury problems, not to mention lack of production, he has most likely played his last game in a Bucs jersey. The Bucs have had a bad rush game aside from a few good games from Peyton Barber, and to start a better rushing game, you got to get a better running back. In this case, Rashad Penny. I don't think you can argue with that. Pro comparison, Frank Gore. That one hurts me a little bit because I like Doug Martin. I remember when his first game he came back this year, and I watched him play against, I think it was the Patriots, because I wanted the Patriots to lose because I'm just kind of that way. I'm sorry, Patriots fans. I got to stop doing that. Can't be biased when I'm doing this stuff, but sometimes I am. But anyways, he came back and he just looked on fire. He looked so good, so powerful, so fast and elusive and just incredible. But, you can't deny the fact that the guy is never on the field. So I understand the pick. Be sure to let us know what you think. Anyways, with the 104th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select KJ Malone, offensive tackle, LSU. So here are the notes. The notes, by the way, get significantly smaller and smaller as the prospects become much less known. You can tell which ones he's familiar with and which ones he just learned about recently. Bucs O-line has been below average this season beside two great players in DeMar Dotson and Auggie Marpet, and we take who we believe to be the best offensive lineman available, regardless of position. So, being that he didn't leave me very much, I did take a look at their offensive line, and yes, as he said, the two offensive linemen that I can see that are any good being, well, basically Dotson. Dotson is a phenomenal tackle, but he's on IR, which seems to be the case for every team I look at. It's a lot of times I go and do these mock drafts, and I'm kind of just looking generally at the depth chart, and I say, oh, these guys are no good, so they need offensive line, and then somebody in the comments section destroys me because I didn't think to look on IR. I don't make that mistake anymore because all the good players, all of them, are on IR, so it would be stupid to not take a look at, hey, also take a look at who's coming back next year. So yeah, DeMar Dotson is phenomenal. Auggie Marpet, also a very good center. He's listed as a top 10, which isn't as impressive when there's only 32 of them, so top third. Actually, he's top quarter-ish with his official rank. But also, Evan Smith, my guy EDS, I don't know. Maybe a little love for that guy, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't think he's that bad. But either way, the offensive line has not been very good. Outside of those 2, 3, whatever you want to call it, this offensive line is kind of just a joke. And I know every time I say an offensive line is terrible or a joke, I get a tongue lashing, including recently I just had somebody say we sent 3 for the Dallas Cowboys. We sent 3 guys to the Pro Bowl, so how could we possibly be bad? Well, I don't know, because your chain is only as strong as the weakest link kind of thing, right? Your left tackle can't block for your right tackle. So if your right tackle gives up a sack, who cares how good your left tackle is? Right? Am I wrong in that? Am I crazy? I mean, who in the world even thinks that way? If I haven't gone on a rant yet, so give me an opportunity here. Who in the world would ever think, you know what? We've got 3 amazing offensive linemen. The other 2 are horrible, and they can't block or protect our quarterback, but our other 3 are so good it doesn't even matter, man. It would be the same thing for like cornerback. We have this one lockdown corner, it's amazing. Yeah, but your other corner's terrible. Yeah, but who cares? Well, you should, because I'll just throw to the other side of the field all day long. Likewise, if you have one really good tackle, one really bad tackle, guess where my pass rusher goes? My elite pass rusher goes on the side of your really bad tackle, and I get 9 sacks in that game. That's what's going to happen. But don't worry, you have 3 good offensive linemen. You'll be fine. I don't get it. What in the world are you talking about? That's how I fill time. I just scream into my microphone at people that I don't understand. Welcome to the Pack Daddy NFL. Anyways, next up, with the 135th pick, we are in the 5th round of the 2018 NFL Draft. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Chase Hansen, safety, out of Utah. Here are the notes. Bucs safety core has been playing solid, but I don't know if TJ Ward returns for another season. And even if it does, the depth at safety for the most part isn't there. And in this case, we take the best safety available. I think that's interesting considering you took Minka and put him at corner. I mean, I suppose you're just putting him where you have the biggest need. So I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, if you look at Minka Fitzpatrick and say he is an elite safety and an elite corner, we need a corner desperately. He is now our number one corner. Safety is kind of a, we're okay, whatever. I don't know. I guess that's kind of the way. And plus, I mean, even the way he says it, I'm not sure if this person returns, so maybe we're talking about somebody that sits and learns or a rotational guy. Obviously, you don't want that to be Minka or whatever. So, okay, I guess I understand it. It does just seem a little strange to me to say I need a safety, and I drafted maybe one of the better ones to come out in a while, and he's going to play a corner. But as I'm looking at it right now, I can kind of see you've got, according to Pro Football Focus, 2 average safeties. So, yes, that does kind of make sense. You got a guy that can maybe fight for a position, could possibly win and upgrade this spot, or can be, like I just said, rotational, or can sit and wait for one of these guys to get hurt or retire or whatever. It looks like Ward has been in the league for 8 years and Chris Conte has been in the league for 7 years. So both of these guys getting a little long in the tooth. So yes, absolutely understand the pick. Next up, with the 166th pick in the 6th round of the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Austin Corbett, tackle, Nevada. His notes are thusly: Corbett is a big talented tackle who isn't very high on most people's draft board because of the school he goes to. I say if he went to Alabama or Clemson, he's a 2nd or 3rd round player, best player at a need on the board. So at this point we're getting a little crowded. We have a talented tackle, and then we just drafted 2 more tackles. Last I checked, we can only have 2 on the field, unless we're getting super creative with our offensive line schemes. But there's also the possibility that maybe, KJ Malone could play guard. I think he's 6'4", like 2 or 320 or something. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what the plan is. Maybe we're just taking multiple swings because we really need to hit on a tackle, which is absolutely something that can be done. One person plays backup. I don't know, whatever. Nothing wrong at all with having depth, considering the amount of injuries that happen in the NFL, as the Bucs can attest to this season. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to know exactly what the thought process was there. I'm just trying to fill in the gaps here. Let me know what you think. With the 190th pick in the 6th round of the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Quinton Flowers, quarterback, South Florida. Flowers is the most underrated quarterback in this class. He is electrifying, Tampa hometown hero. Ryan Fitzpatrick, our current backup, isn't going to be here for much longer, so let's get Jameis's backup of the future. I can talk all day about this kid, but just watch the tape and the stats. Lamar Jackson, who? That's kind of crazy. Now I got to go watch Quinton Flowers. I know the name. I know him because of the website that I will talk about at the end of the video, but I have not looked at any film on Quinton Flowers, so now I'm kind of excited to do that. Obviously not looking at a starter here. It's pretty obvious what the thought process is here, and he explained exactly what it is. We're looking for a backup, so no issue whatsoever with that pick. It's hard to have an issue with it considering I haven't seen him, but if you've seen him, be sure to let us know what you think of him. Do you think he's... Lamar Jackson, who I'm assuming is sort of playful language. I can't imagine he actually thinks he's better, but who knows? We'll see. Big props to Ethan if Quinton Flowers turns out to be one of the steals of the NFL draft this year. So moving forward, and I'm kind of unsure because he did a draft and FanSpeak says that the Bucs have 2 7th-round picks. When I'm looking at my list, I see that the Bucs have 0 7th-round picks and that they gave up their one seventh round pick to, I think, the Dolphins, so they have 0. So I'm not sure where FanSpeak comes up with them having 2 seventh round picks, but we'll just say that you have 2 bonus picks here just for fun because he went ahead and did the work, and I want to honor the work he did. And I'm also promoting FanSpeak, so I might as well stick by with what they say, or whatever the language is there. So with the 239th pick in the 7th round, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select CeCe Jefferson, edge rusher out of Florida. Jefferson, whether you want to put him at tackle or end, he is simply the best pass rusher on the board and a steal in the 7th round. He'll come in and be great depth, and I can see him rising up into the 4th and 5th round when it comes around draft time. So we're seemingly sticking with Florida, which is kind of strange. Does Tampa do that? Because subliminally in my own mind, I keep putting Derwin James with this team because he's from, he's a Florida football player. And it just seems like that's something that Tampa would do. So I don't know if subliminally that I know that they do that, or if I should just stop talking because my tongue is all in knots. But taking another shot at edge rusher here with CeCe Jefferson. Edge rusher / interior pass rusher, perhaps, but considering how he described that. But again, if you're that bad as a pass rush team, it does make sense. I know it's hard to fill every single need. And if you haven't done it, head over to FanSpeak, because for all the people that are trashing all these mock drafts that we do in the group and that are done, especially the 7-round mocks, I'm telling you, as a Packers fan, for somebody who has a Packers website and a Packers podcast, who lives and breathes Green Bay Packers, I cannot do a FanSpeak mock draft that I'm happy with at the end of it. I just can't. I look at it and I go, I mean, you can't fill all the needs, and even if you do fill all the needs, which I probably can with the Packers because they have like 12 rounds, you end up taking somebody too late, and you're thinking, what are you going to get out of a 7th-round pass rusher? Probably nothing, so you don't even like the pick. So anyways, that is my diatribe for that. It is very difficult. I would encourage you to give it a shot, and then since you're doing it, head over to the Facebook group and submit your 7-round mock draft to me, and plus, now you're in the Facebook group, which is awesome because all the people in there are pretty awesome. So just do it, all right? There's thousands of people that watch that. There's like 200 people in the group. We need to get that up. Enough is enough. Subscribe to my channel. Get in the Facebook group. Quit messing around. Just delaying the inevitable. You know you're going to do it. Finally, with the 255th pick in the 7th round, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Auggie Sanchez, linebacker, South Florida. So we are just staying home all day at the end of these rounds here. We went South Florida, Florida, and then South Florida once again. His notes on Auggie Sanchez. Auggie is a straight-up tackling machine and puts up great numbers. He's a very tough, old-school, hard-nosed middle linebacker. One thing I can say is speed can slightly improve, but would be a great backup middle linebacker behind Quan Alexander. I don't know if speed is something that usually gets improved, but yeah, if you can find a backup rotational linebacker at the end of the 7th round, kudos to you. Not that it can't be done. Packers got a guy that's, not great, but the guy that the Packers seem to want to keep putting in there, who is an undrafted free agent. It's very possible. And especially if he's just kind of this strong lumbering guy, if you can rotate in and out linebackers, he could be a great 3rd down linebacker, right? Short yardage situation where he doesn't need to necessarily go sideline to sideline, especially since you're playing middle linebacker. I mean, it's who knows? Maybe. Why not? They probably don't even get that pick anyway, so we're just having fun here. Lighten up, will you? So that's it. That's the entirety of the mock draft. If you haven't clicked off already, please hang on for one more second. You can see all of this in the description, but as I said, we need you in the mock draft community, the Facebook page. Be sure to check out the events. That's where the FanSpeak giveaway is. It couldn't hurt you to get involved in that and enter into a competition. It's free to you. It just takes your time, and I would assume that you would enjoy it anyways. As you can see, there are no ads on this video. It could be because YouTube hasn't approved me to put ads on the video, but it could be because I just care about you and your feelings and your viewing experience. But in all honesty, I am considering not putting ads on these videos. What would help me make that decision is if I could get some more support from you guys, so be sure to check below. The link's in the description. You can donate there. If I can get... just convince me, please, because I don't want to put ads on the videos because it's so annoying to watch these videos and then they have like 5-6 ads that pop up, and my videos sometimes, like the 1st-round mocks, are like an hour long. There's going to be like 8 ads on there. Now that might generate a decent amount of revenue for me, but I don't want them to be on there. I just don't. So if you could, please anything you can give, I would appreciate that. And finally, aside from being sure to subscribe to this channel, there is a website. It's nowhere near done, but it would be nice if you could just check it out. And it's kind of got started. It's basically a big board that you select. It's kind of like a vote up, vote down kind of thing. So just get in there and kind of help set the boards. I've got most of it pretty well done. I just need to jump back in. I've been dedicating most of my time trying to get these videos up. I haven't really touched it in a while. But and there's also a ton of improvements that I would like to do to that website, but I've already said I'm not going to spend any more money on it. So donations would be appreciated. It would go to upgrade this video quality of this. I don't even have a logo. The intro is something that I made up. It's not very good. All this stuff is just me doing the best that I can to the best of my abilities. I can't do all this myself. I need your help. If you can help, I would appreciate it. Thank you for checking this out. There will be more videos coming out shortly. Have a good day. Bye.